Hi everyone, welcome back to Guitar Image YouTube channel. Alright, in the previous video we basically went through our newly assembled pedal board done by a local company, Dream Vibes. And today what we're going to do, we're going to share how we set up our Morningstar MC8 on this board. How we can actually use a Midi controller to control the Strymon Sunset, Strymon Iridium and the Line6 HX Stomp. Now this is a very new experience for us, and hopefully you can get some ideas from this video as well if you are into MIDI stuff. Okay, so as you can see, we are actually on bank 2 of the MC8. Okay, so there's basically two pages, page 1 and page 2. Alright, so on page 2, this is where we handle most of our Iridium patches and the sounds. Okay, so I have this button configured on A here. Okay, I call it the initialize button. So when I step on that initial button, okay, it basically selects the right patches from the Iridium and the Sunset. Now both of the pedals are able to store 300 over presets. Okay, so this initialize button actually calls the preset based on the guitar that I have. Okay, so when I click initialize, it calls a preset from the Iridium and it calls a preset from the Sunset as well. So that will be kind of like my bass tone. Okay, so this is like a Fenderish kind of a sound on the round setting of the Iridium. Okay, so this initializes the patches. Alright, now what are some of the other options that I have on the MC8? Okay, I have a toggle switch of H, okay, which basically chooses between Fender sound or Vox sound, round or chime. Okay, so these are the two sounds I will use pretty often. So of course the round is very Fenderish. And the chime sound. So you get a voxy bell-like kind of a tone, which is very good for cleans. Okay, so there's an option for me to move between two amps, basically for the song, right? Certain songs require a more MIDI sound, certain song requires a bit more Chinese sound. So there's the option for me to toggle on between the two. Okay, all right. Of course, I have something configured on the E. Okay, now the E button actually calls a certain IR that I stored in the Iridium itself. Okay, so the round setting calls a tone junkie IR. Similar for the chime setting, it calls another tone junkie IR. But for this button E, okay, I call it a Vox IR. It's actually calling a own hammer IR. So this allows me to kind of change. If I'm on the Fender amp, I can actually call a own hammer Vox IR to have a different kind of a tone. So for example, if I'm playing the Fender, I can actually activate a Vox IR, a bit more of Voxy sound, but using the round M model. Alright, so there's some combination that you can play around. Okay, we also have a punch setting. Okay, so this punch activates the Marshall side of the Iridium, which I don't really use it very often. But is there since we have the options right now to configure the MC8. We can actually play around. So if I move to the punch sound, yeah, so we can actually have a bit more of a crunchy kind of a Marshall-y sound if we choose to activate the punch setting. Okay, if not, yeah, most of the time I'm on the round. Of course, we have the tap and the tuner. Okay, so if I hold the tab, if I hold the button D, okay, I activate the tuner on the HX Stomp. Yeah, you can see that's activated. Okay, if I were to tap, okay, you can see that the Midi clock shows the BPM right now. It's blinking, and it's sending that message over to the HX Stomp. So all my delays will be locked in with this particular BPM. Alright, so now moving back to page 1. Okay, so page 2 was how I basically initialize the amp sounds that I want. Okay, page 1 is more of the live playing. Okay, I will basically keep on page 1 as long as I can and move the different sounds as I'm playing live. Okay, so once again, here's my clean sound. Okay, as you can see on the bottom part of the Morningstar, okay, what I did was to assign the different snapshots, okay, of the HX Stomp to button A, B, and C. So we got 3 snapshots from HX Stomp. So A will be snapshot 1, B will be snapshot 2, C will be snapshot 3. So these snapshots you can configure as and how you like it based on your style of playing. Okay, so generally I kept A as a more ambient kind of a sound. So if I click on A, so it's a very ambient-ish kind of a sound, very popular nowadays. Okay, snapshot 2, we basically configure it to be dry. Okay, just a little bit of reverb. Okay, so we don't want a lot of reverb kind of sound, so it's very, so it's very dry. Okay, so it's a very short kind of a reverb, very good for, you know, your funky stuff. Right, and yeah, sometimes you just want to keep it tight, sharp, clean. Okay, so snapshot 2 does that for us, and snapshot 3 just gives a added clone, okay, and added delay to make kind of like a lead playing, you know, yeah, more for lead playing. So if I were to engage snapshot 3, it's just some simple. So a very nice clone sound, a bit like a mid kind of a booster. Okay, so snapshot 3 is where I can push my sounds if I want to. Alright, now back to snapshot 2. So pretty clean and dry. Okay, now let's go to the top row of the MC8. So that top row basically is configured to control how the sunset would react. Okay, so I'm keeping the sunset patch as the same patch, so I'm not changing like patch 1, patch 2, patch 3 as I toggle. I'm trying to keep the same patch, but I'll adjust the parameters of the particular patch as I'm running through. Okay, so the first one, button E, is assigned to Texas, which is the channel A of the sunset. Okay, so if I were to click A, it activates channel A, which is the Texas sound. Alright, so if I need to push it a little bit more, okay, I can actually call Snapshot 3, okay, which will then give me a bigger sound. Alright, so that is the Texas sound. Now, I can move on to like my second stage drive, which I call it a 2 hard because on the Sunset it's got 2 hard, it's on the B side. So when I call 2 hard, okay, when I call 2 hard, there's a command to off channel A and there's a command to on channel B. Okay, there's also a command to adjust the gain and the level to where I want it to be in case some other command changes the gain parameter. Okay, so I can get my drive sound. Now again, if I want to kick it a bit more into the lead territory, I can call my Snapshot 3 again. Okay, so there's always an option to push it to do a lead line with your Snapshot 3. Okay, now let's move on to the solo button, which is button G. Now what we did on the solo button was, once you kick in button G, it calls Snapshot 3, okay, of the HX Stomp. It calls for the channel B of the Sunset, which is the 2 hard sound. It will turn off channel A, okay, and what it did was it also changes and increases the volume of the channel B to give it a bigger boost in terms of volume. Okay, so overall you get one of the larger kind of solo sounds that you can get from this pedal board. So for example, if I'm playing 2 hard right now, so let's say I'm on 2 hard right now, button F. Okay, I engage the solo button. Okay, so that is the solo, alright. Let's bring it down back to Snapshot 2 again. Okay, and I will have back to 2 hard. Okay, there's another button that I configured on button H. That is to off the overdrive. So let's say if I'm playing 2 hard right now and I want to go straight to a clean sound. So I'm able to jump from a huge distortion sound, and once I hit the OD off, it will off any OD from the Sunset pedal. Also, you'll off any overdrive from the HX Stomp. So it just basically becomes totally clean. Okay, so those are the different ways I have set up the buttons on the MC8. Okay, there's still a lot of options that we can do with the MC8, but so far this is the initial setup that we have done. With this setup, pretty much we can actually serve quite effectively already, and definitely there's still a lot of room to explore. So feel free to leave in the comments below any more cool ideas that you have configured on your Morningstar on how you can control these few pedals, and let us know. Maybe we can include that in our setup as well. Alright, so if you like this kind of videos, please give us a good thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the latest videos. Okay, so take care, God bless, I will catch you real soon. Alright, bye bye.